why am I not surprised that there are federal agents in white supremacist chat rooms? I'm sure they were just keeping tabs on the extremists. So I thought this story was going to be wrapping up, but no. Nope. More stuff changed. And why am I not surprised? Authorities investigating if retired federal agent knew of Buffalo mass shooting in advance. What? You mean there could be white supremacists in the federal government? No way. Next, you're going to tell me they're in the police department. Or even more shockingly, next you're going to tell me the president is one. So, looking at this, law enforcement officers are investigating whether a retired Fed had about 30 minutes advance notice of a white supremacist plans to murder black people at Buffalo supermarket. 2 law enforcement officials told the Buffalo News. Well, now we have some questions, right? So there's the question of whether this Fed was in the chat at the time. Then you have another question. Was he on duty investigating what could possibly happen? Or was maybe he in here voluntarily because he was sympathetic to these views? Because we got some questions that need to be answered. I have my theories, but y'all probably know what my theory is. But I don't know. But I can tell you, since it's a Fed, nothing is going to happen. Moving on. Authorities believe the former agent, believed to be from Texas, no surprise there, was one of the at least 6 individuals who regularly communicated with the accused gunman. In an online chat room where racist hatred was discussed, the two officials said, "Why am I not surprised that there are federal agents in white supremacist chat rooms?" I'm sure they were just keeping tabs on the extremists. Like I said, I don't know, but I really want to know, why were they in these chat rooms? Something tells me they were not there to monitor extremism, but I have to wait for more information. The 2 law enforcement with direct knowledge of the investigation stated that these individuals were invited to read about his mass shooting plans and the target location about 30 minutes before he killed 10 people. The news could not determine if the retired agent accepted the invitation, and that's what's going to be interesting. But again, we still have the questions of, why was he there to begin with? You're not going to convince me the feds were trying to monitor white supremacist extremism. Because when have the feds ever taken that seriously? Feds don't really seem to care much about violent extremism of any type. They seem to care more about monitoring what average Americans do and trying to vilify them. So I've got some fucking alarm bells going off right now. For like-minded people who use this chat group to talk about their shared interests in racial hatred, replacement theory, and hatred of anyone who is Jewish, a person of color, or not of European ancestry, said one of the 2 law enforcement officials with close knowledge of the investigation. What was specifically upsetting is that these 6 people received advance notice of the Buffalo shooting about 30 minutes before it happened. The FBI has verified that none of these people called law enforcement to warn about the shooting. The FBI database shows no evidence of advance tips from anyone that the shooting was about to happen. Well, yeah, because they're in a white supremacist chat forum. I don't think they're going to go be like, no, we hate them. But we don't want something like this to happen, although we're talking about them as invaders. Right? You're starting to go into more Klansman territory where you're going, we hate them, but we want them to go away. We don't want to kill them. Now you're going into more Klans territory. It doesn't seem like we're past that territory. And we're more into the neo-Nazi territory of, we need to get rid of the invaders using violent force. Agents from the FBI are in the process of tracking down and interviewing the 6 people, including the retired agent, and attempting to determine if any of them should be charged as accomplices. The 2 sources with close knowledge of the probe told the Buffalo News. The 2 sources did not identify the agent by name and could not confirm what federal agency he worked for. So hopefully we're going to get updates to this soon. But like I said, if you're somebody who pays attention, you're probably not surprised to find out feds are in white supremacist chat rooms. Buffalo civil rights attorney John Elmore said that it would be outrageous if it turns out that a former law enforcement officer had advance notice of the shooting and did nothing to prevent it. Outrageous, sure. Unexpected? Nah, not really. Unfortunately. A little further down, we see attorney Terrence Connors, who is representing several families who lost loved ones in the shooting, said, as outrageous as this may sound, based upon what we are finding in our investigation, it's not surprising. Exactly. Moving down a little bit more, in addition to law enforcement sources, 2 other individuals with knowledge of the mass shooting investigation have confirmed that federal authorities are looking into the former agent's relationship to the shooter. Wow, the feds are investigating themselves. I'm sure that will go well. So that's basically all the information we have right now. I'm going to be covering this as this gets updated because, yeah, we really need answers as to why feds were there. I'm not surprised. I mean, we've seen the feds getting their hands, dirty in a lot of issues recently. We saw the, not even that long ago, the whole Gretchen Whitmer thing and how the feds were involved in that plot. But as far as I could tell, those feds were actually, like, on duty trying to do something. This is something a little bit different because we need to find out why he was there to begin with, how long he was there, and who brought him there. I know a lot of people don't want to believe that there are racists in the government. I mean, I don't know how you can when you see who we have as a president right now. But these white supremacists, they infiltrate these things all the time. They're in the police. There are white supremacist gangs in the police in LA. Not so much in the city, but out in the valley, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was somebody doing this on his own.